I'm Ethan Burke, host of the Brick and Banter podcast. I'm a real estate agent with Irongate Realtors, and today I'm here with...
I am Jaime Herzog. I am the new brand ambassador here at Irongate.
Very cool. You say new, how long have you been here?
I started, I think my first day was like November 14th.
Okay.
So not very long. It's about 3 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been really fun so far. I come from a background of doing real estate marketing before, but I'm not an agent myself. So.
Okay. But you did the marketing.
I did, yes.
Did you do it for a company or specific agents?
I did. I did it for a company. I'm not going to name who it was. But yes, I did it for a company, a brokerage, a team, and then a little bit of a specific person as well.
Okay.
So,
what kind of marketing did you do?
I did a little bit of everything. So my actual background is I graduated from Sinclair and Wright State, and I have a bachelor in fine arts and photography from Wright State, and then I went to Sinclair and got several marketing certifications. And when I was at Sinclair, I worked as a student at the Clarion, which is like their journalism department. So I worked my way up there, and I was the creative director, and I did all of the podcasts. So I was a podcast host and producer.
Oh, cool.
I did all of the newsletters. I did all the social media. We actually did a physical magazine. So I got to kind of dip my fingers into a lot of different pots there. And then same thing when I was working at my previous job, I was the only one there. So I kind of did a little bit of everything. So It's been fun, though. I enjoy it. I enjoy all of it. So it's a lot of fun.
What kind of media have you gotten the best kind of traction on so far?
Probably, I'd say social media is Facebook and Instagram, YouTube somewhat. Those are the platforms I do the best at. Short form content, video content. I also love editing. How you were mentioning now you're going to edit the video. I love doing that. I started school a long time ago for photography, and then there wasn't social media back then because I graduated high school in 2011, and it just wasn't a thing. So when I went back and finished and started in social media, I fell in love with it, and I think just getting the content out there is a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun for this company, a lot. I see so much growth. It's so much fun to work with all of you guys. There's so many more agents than what I am used to, so it's a lot of fun.
I was going to ask, you haven't been here that long. What have you done so far here?
Yeah. So I went to the Forge event. I don't know if you were there or not. It was like
I had stuff going on.
Yeah, it was like my third day. So I was trying to meet all of these faces, and I'm not always the best at remembering people's faces. So I have met a couple people again afterwards. I went to the movie last night. We had an event that was sponsored, and we went downtown to Miamisburg and watched Home Alone. And that was really fun. It was fun to be a part of an environment that puts on special events like that. So that was really fun.
How many people showed up?
There wasn't as many as I was thinking. I think there's maybe less than 50 people total.
50 is still a good amount.
Yeah, it was good. But I just know this company is really large, like compared to what I had been at before. So I was expecting a little bit more, but it was really fun. Everybody had a really great time. We all got tickets to get popcorn and drinks and things, and that was a good time. I brought my 8-year-old, and she wanted to sit right down in the front row.
Of course.
So, yeah. But it was really fun. That theater is really cool. It's the Plaza in Miamisburg, so it's like the old-timey theater. It's not one that we go to very often. So I think it was nostalgic for me, and then a new experience for her to not have the big theater seats and whatnot. But,
neat.
Yeah.
So you come around and you've met everybody. Mm-hmm. Have you started doing any of the social media stuff?
Yes. So I do the social media. I have kind of taken over the last person who was here. She had scheduled out this month, which was really nice. It gave me a little bit of a buffer to go in and really do a deep dive on our competitors and then what has worked for us and what hasn't. So starting at the beginning of the new year, I have a lot of plans for things. I want to have our own podcast here. So I would love to have our YouTube updated. We're going to be starting more as far as like lead magnets for both agents and consumers. So a way to really bring people into the company. I think that we are going to be showcasing, I've been speaking with Todd and Brett and Rhonda and all these amazing people about how we can really showcase who this company is and what we have to offer, because I think that that's something that's been lacking a little bit on our social media. We've done a really good job of refreshing it and making it feel new and everything, but we're not showcasing necessarily who we are. So I am very excited to do that and to go out and to meet everybody at the offices and be inspiring, hopefully, people to get onto their own social media more so that we can showcase that.
That'd be neat. So is the plan to just sit down and have like individual interviews with them? Or
I
how
would
are you doing
love to do that. Yeah, I would love to bring on people who are in, obviously we know Morgan is really big on social media. If she would love to come on and give like tips for other agents or whatnot. Brett, Rhonda, Todd, any of the training things I want to have. I would like to break it into 2 different parts. One be mostly just like marketing tips, and then that's where I can have guests and things come in. And then another one will just be like short little, and that one might only be YouTube, but just like a 5-minute update on what the trends are in social media that week or month. I think right now I'm going to start monthly. So
That'd be cool.
yeah, I'm pretty excited.
So like one full episode a month and then like a bunch of clips and stuff during the month as well?
Yeah, so I think that my plan will be to have one long form podcast YouTube a month, and then do the other short form, like 5-minute, little bit less, and that'll be a completely separate time when I shoot that one, and that'll be another week in the month, and then we can break them up as we go in a short form, like you were saying, to kind of spread out over social media and whatnot. But I am also very excited to showcase all of the different trainings and things that we offer here. I think that that is a piece that is missing just as far as like advertising what we have. We have so many great trainings that this company puts on that I don't necessarily think that some of our competitors have. So I think that it can really give us the advantage and leg up. And I think that we just need to spread the word that we have it so people will start attending more.
Yeah. They do have some cool trainings there. I think they just had one on like damp basements.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Pro come in there and talk about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we bring in a lot of outside sources that are professionals and what they're speaking about. So you're not just being like preached at by one person. You're getting hands-on experience with the people that actually know what they're talking about and do this every day. So I think that that is really cool. We also, I think, do a really good job here of setting up new agents for success as far as teaching them and running through kind of like mock drills of like how to do a closing or whatnot. And that's not something that I've previously seen before. So I think we're not just like throwing people into the fire. We are here to help you.
Yeah, I like that a lot because I had some experience at a past brokerage before I came here, but I've talked to some newer agents who like started here, and just the night and day difference was just, it's wild.
Yeah, that's something that I definitely really noticed and was drawn to when I moved to this company. Was just the amount of like training and camaraderie really that I feel here that I didn't necessarily have before. So I really enjoy that.
Do we have any new trainings coming up here soon?
Ooh, I am not sure off the top of my head. I know we just had our new agent training, I believe.
Yeah,
we had
the onboarding.
We had the construction. One of them had to be moved because of the snow day that we had. So I've not seen a new date for that. So yeah, I can't think of any specific dates off the top of my head. But
That's all right. So do you have any like long-term ideas or like numbers you want to reach?
Well, I think that is on my agenda to sit down and speak with Rhonda about what her goals are, because I would love to help this company grow as large as she wants it to be. That's another thing that I was drawn to when I came here, was the fact that we are opening new offices, like the newer Eaton office, and we're revamping the Kettering office and everything. There's a lot of growth here, and I think that that is something that's really cool and fun to be a part of. So I would love for us to be as large as the company can handle. Coming in as the only person in the marketing right now, I think it would be really fun to also be a part of growing that part within the company and growing the marketing as a whole, and maybe having a team with that. We'll see what happens, but I think that that would be really fun. I don't have specific numbers in mind because I think I aim really high. So I could give you like a number of 1,000 and then they're going to be like, no, we're not doing that. So I'm not sure, but we'll see. I'm good to go and work really hard and get us as high as they want us to get here. So
I like it. What's the first step?
I think my first step is really going to be starting in January is I'm doing the podcast a month. So the podcast YouTube, getting some lead magnet generation. So what that means for us is I'll be creating like downloadable PDFs. So I'm going to do one a month for consumers. So that could be something like 3 tips on refreshing your kitchen for the holidays or something to that effect. It's a way for us to really connect with our audience and for them to connect with us. And then we can kind of be in the forefront of their mind for a little bit longer than I think we are right now. One thing that I loved about this company is that I grew up in Centerville. I graduated from there back in 2011, and Irongate is very much a legacy company, and the name of like everybody in this area knows who it is. So I think that we've been able to do a really good job on using our name and name only to push ourselves forward. I would love to teach the agents how to post more on social so that they can go on and tag us as a collaborator, which we did just have somebody do that.
Do you have a name for your podcast yet?
Caitlin was doing Marketing Minute before, and I think I'm just going to keep that. Marketing Minute with Irongate, maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't fully decided. I also like a Simply Social as far as just like the 5-minute updates. I think it needs to stay branded within Irongate so when people from other agencies see it, they know who we are. So I don't want to go too far out of that name. So
Marketing Minute would be kind of odd for a podcast, though, if it's like an hour long.
I know. I don't know. That's what I don't know how to incorporate it. We'll have to see. I know I don't want to go too far off of what we have been doing because I think that we were really moving in the right direction when I got here. So I don't want to come in and just completely change everything, but obviously it needs to make sense with what we're doing. If you're on social media at all, you kind of have probably picked up on this already, but authenticity has really taken over and replaced polished, perfect type of content. Which was really hard for me when I was younger. I started in social media as an influencer before it was a thing back in 2017 when my daughter was born. And I was doing affiliate marketing, but I was having to go on. There was no apps for it. There was no way to fill out applications or anything like there is now. It has changed so much. The field of affiliate marketing on its own has changed. And I was just sending emails to little companies you want to mail me something and I'll post it. So it was totally different. But all of my content then, back in 2017, had to be perfect. That was really what the trend was then. Perfect, polished content. You wanted your entire feed when you opened it to all look the same. You had the exact same filter, the exact same font. And it's just not like that anymore. Yeah. People want to know, and is really good for realtors to know because you guys are selling yourself. I know that you're out here selling houses and whatnot, but really you're selling yourself because they could go to any other real estate agent. But what is going to bring them to you? What makes you special? And that can be very simple to show on social media. There are clips of people, and I'm not saying go and fall down the stairs on purpose, but mishaps that happen if you're recording, people love to watch that. One of the most viewed pieces of content from when I was looking at stuff a couple months ago was a lady who was going to do an introduction to a house. She turned around and stumbled on the step to walk in, and then the video shut off. And that was it. It was 3 seconds, and it got 10 million views. So it doesn't have to be perfect. And that's where I think a lot of people, especially in the older generation, they're I don't know how to edit this content. I don't know how to get out there. You don't need to really edit as much anymore. You can just take a quick video of yourself smiling and post it. It's pretty crazy.
It's a weird balance, especially when you're trying to be informative and especially advertise we are agents, we're here to try to sell houses, but also no one wants to hear you talk about that for an hour and a half. It's also got to be interesting. That's a really fine line.
Yep.
So it's kind of what I try to do with this, especially Like I like talking to people I know in the past. A lot of them I've sold houses to. And I'll talk to them about that as well in the podcast, but it's not going to be an hour-long ad.
Right. Exactly. That's what people will come to you based on your personality that you're showing to them. They're not going to come to you and ask you to sell their house if you just keep saying, I sell houses, come and I will sell your house. That's creepy, and people don't really like it. They don't want to be sold to. They get so much of that from other companies. They don't want that from a person.
There's just so many people making content now.
Exactly.
I think I heard somewhere there's more podcasts than there are people nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. The amount of content that is out there. And again, that's why like hooks, like I'm sure if anybody is on social media, you guys have heard that. That's the first 3 seconds of a clip or a video, or on a carousel, it's like the very beginning cover image. You have 2 to 3 seconds to grab their attention because we are just used to scrolling all the time. So that's kind of the thing I was talking about. Like if you have mishaps, start with that, put that first. Like if you were to like trip on a step on accident, I'm not telling you to trip on purpose again. Like if you were to do something like that, put that at the beginning of your video, get their attention, and then you could go in and show them the house tour because then they're already watching. But there's so many house tour videos out there. It's just not going to grab their attention unless it's a little bit different.
So don't fall down the stairs on purpose.
Yes.
But if you do, monetize it.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. Make sure you take it for good use. So especially on Instagram, you can do your highlight reels, and that's an awesome way to share on your stories just like who you are. Like those are things that like you're going to a local coffee shop and you want to share it, put it on your story and throw it on your highlight. It doesn't have to stay on your page all the time, but it lets people know who you are as a person.
Yeah. I know I was getting into that. I need to do the highlight reel stuff more, but I noticed when I was trying to do it on Instagram, it would only let me like highlight videos I put in stories as opposed to like reels or posts.
Yeah.
And if I have something good, I want to put it in a post or a story. I want to put it in a reel. I don't want to put it in a story. So I guess I have to do both and then pin it.
Yes. Yeah. You could post it and then share that post to your story. And then once it's on your story, then you can highlight it. Yeah.
I wasn't jumping through that hoop, so I just don't have any stories. I do have pinned posts, though.
Okay.
Yeah. I've got 2 of the people that I've sold houses to, and then one of me getting my purple belt at a jiu-jitsu place.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. Okay. My daughter did jiu-jitsu when she was younger. She went up to go get her yellow belt. She was like 6 at this time. I think she did it from when she was like 6 to 8, or no, 4 to 6. Completely did not know what they were telling her to do, and just walked off. And then like the next, she was like, "I'm not going back." I was like, "Well, that's fair." But
how old is she now?
She's 8 now. So yeah, this was 2 years ago. Yeah.
Did you get to do the classes with her, or did you just watch?
No, I just watched. Yeah, I did kickboxing a long time ago when I was in college. Have not done anything like that in a very long time.
Kickboxing was fun. I did Muay Thai for like 2 to 3 years over at Tama Martial Arts down in, I think it's Kettering.
Yeah.
That's a good place. I like that. Have you always been in Ohio?
I grew up in Ohio. I was actually born in Florida, but I only lived there till I was 3. Grew up in Ohio, graduated from Centerville, and then I actually went down to Walt Disney World. I worked there. I did the college Disney internship.
That's cool.
It was really fun. It was a lot of fun. My internship ended, and I ended up working at Universal Studios, which was awesome. So I have worked at both those places. It was so much fun.
Did you do social media for them too?
I did not. No, this was before I ever got into that. When I was down there, I met my now ex-husband, and he got a job in California. So we moved to California. We lived in Turlock. It was near Modesto. If you've ever been out there, I would not recommend it. We were there for 4 months and had to leave. It is like the armpit of California.
Nice.
The best way that I can describe it is we drove 2 separate cars from Florida to California, which again, I wouldn't recommend that either. That was awful. It was like 45 hours. Mm-hmm. And we get there and the air had been circulating each of our cars and interior and the air inside, whatever that is. Opened the doors and it smelled so bad because there's so many cows there and there's like no air because it's literally in between like a valley. And there were days where they would clean out like the chicken coops and there was like an emergency. They didn't want you to go outside. I was like, what? Why are we living here? It was awful. So after that, that's when I moved to Minnesota and lived in Minneapolis for a year. Love that. That was fun. They have really good food there if you ever go. Food was amazing. And then moved back to Ohio, moved back to Florida, and then moved back to Ohio again. So I've moved a lot.
Why'd you move back to Florida the second time?
The second time was after I got married and found out I was pregnant, and we were looking for a house. So we were like, we like Florida. Let's go. And moved at 5 months pregnant. I wouldn't recommend a lot of these things I'm telling you. I did them, so you don't have to. But it was very hard. I was the general manager of Panera Bread at that time. Yeah, I worked up until the day before she was born. It was tough. And then after she was born, we lived there almost 2 years. And then I was like, okay, we want to be around family. So came back up here.
How's Panera Bread?
It wasn't terrible, except for when I was pregnant, I had a huge aversion to the smell of eggs. And I always worked, being the GM, I worked the morning shift. And so I was around all the egg sandwiches. And I was like, I can't even go on the line. This is awful. It was so bad. But I was able to get like a free meal. So I had a cranberry muffin every single day. It was awesome.
Nice. Do you still have them?
Do I still have the cranberry muffins? Yeah. No, I go sometimes, but they don't have it anymore. I got rid of it. They have cranberry muffin bread. Panera, if you're watching this, it's not the same. No, it's not. It's not the same. The way that they cut it. So the muffins were excellent. If you go there and you have any of their muffins, and they have blueberry still, very soft, very moist. I hate that word, but they're soft muffins. The bread is hard. The way they cut it, because they cut on both sides, so there's nothing like protecting it. And it sits there and just gets stale. It's not good.
Is it good when it's fresh or no?
I don't know. I haven't had it. I always go later now. It's not good.
That was the necklace. Is that a golden snitch?
It is. Yeah, my daughter got me that.
Harry Potter fan?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. Her name is Lily from Lily Potter. And her middle name is Amelia from Amelia Pond and Doctor Who.
So, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. I'm a huge nerd.
Doctor Who is awesome.
I know. I love them. I like the new ones too, but a lot of my family doesn't like the new ones.
The new ones were on a channel or like subscription service that I don't have, so I never got to watch it.
You should watch them. They were good. But I used to watch them all on Netflix, and they had the originals, and then they got rid of them. So yeah, but the new ones I think they might be Disney, actually. I don't remember.
I know the production value went like way up.
Yeah. No,
that was kind of like one of the things that I liked about the old ones. The production value was kind of crap. So
I know.
Like the Daleks were just like a trash can.
I know. It was so fun,
stuck to it.
They were so fun to watch. Yeah, it's not as fun. I agree. It's not as fun when it's like animated because everything's animated.
Yeah. There's too much CGI now.
Yeah. We want the crappy production.
Yes.
Bring it.
Do you just have the one kid?
I do. Yes. Just my daughter. Long story short, I got sick when she was born. And then I got divorced, and then now I am engaged to be married next October. Super excited. Thank you. And don't really know if I want to do all the diapers and stuff again. So
I get that.
Yeah, we have 3 dogs. So I always said I wanted 4 kids. So I have my child and 3 dogs. That's about 4 kids. So
fur babies.
Yes, it's perfect.
How'd you meet your husband? Or your fiance?
Yeah, we actually both graduated from Centerville, but he's a year younger than me, and we just reconnected, or didn't really even reconnect. He didn't know who I was. I am absurdly good with faces, not with names, like I was saying, which is why when I first met everybody here, I meet them again, and I'm like, I don't know who you are. I'm so sorry. But I'll never forget your face. So I knew who he was. He did not know who I was. We connected on Facebook. He is a special education teacher in the Center Hill District and has so much patience that I don't have. I can never do what he does, but he can never do what I do either. So, but it's really fun.
How long did you say you guys been together?
We've been together 2 years. Yes. Yeah. Well, we started talking in July. Didn't officially start dating until October, so like 2 years last October. And then I didn't have him meet my daughter until like March of the next year because I was like, I got to make sure I'm going to keep him around. She still holds that over my head all the time because I don't lie to her at all. And she's like, you lied to me with him. I'm like, ugh. I had to make sure he wasn't a creep. Yeah. Like,
Introducing him to your kids. You got to vet them first.
Exactly. Yeah. I had to make sure.
Does he have any kids?
No. Nope. But yeah, he's been amazing. He has really taken Lily into his own. But in a way, like he's always said, like, just call me with whatever you're comfortable with. Like, I don't want to overstep any boundaries. I'm not trying to fill any shoes. I'm just here for you with whatever you need. So it's been amazing.
Nice.
Yeah. We just bought a house in July in Centerville, which is crazy to me. When I had moved back here before, I was in Beaver Creek. And I was like, I'm never going back to Centerville because I graduated from there. So I was like, I'm not doing that. And then when I got divorced and moved back in with my parents in Centerville. So my daughter started in their school district and everything. And I was like, well, I'm not going to pull her out. So we were able to find a house in the exact same school district, which is super hard because Centerville has 6 elementary schools, but she didn't have to move schools, and that was awesome, and very close to work. So
nice. How was your house buying process? Do you have any hiccups?
Not on our end. When we were buying it, the sellers, their house that they were buying fell through. So they asked if they could rent out the property from us for a month, which I allowed. I was very anxious to get in there and get out of my parents' house, but I was like, fine, that's okay. It all worked out. It was great. They were really nice people, so we were glad that we were able to let them do that because we weren't in a rush or anything to get in. I just wanted to get in as fast as we could. But no, it went really smoothly. We actually moved in on the 4th of July or the 3rd of July, which if you know, Centerville, 4th of July is huge. Well, I forgot that the fireworks were on the 3rd. I thought they were on the 4th because it was on a weekend. So we're trying to move everything in, and everybody's parking on our street because we're by the high school for the fireworks. That was crazy. And then we were trying to get everything moved in and be able to come out and watch the fireworks ourselves.
Yeah.
So we were like sitting on our lawn, and we had no chairs or anything brought in. So it worked out, but it was fun. It was okay. We didn't have dinner until really, really late that night.
But you got to see the fireworks.
Yes, we got to see the fireworks.
How were they?
They were amazing. I'm very excited for next year when we are more prepared. Have more than we set up. Our driveway is very flat, which I'm very grateful for. But because there were so many cars on our street, I didn't want to shoot off all of the fireworks that we had because it was a lot of smoke bombs and we were very close to other people's cars. So I want to try and, I don't know, like rig something up next year where we can have the fireworks and not damage other people's property.
I mean, that would stop them from parking in front of your house.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I was like, maybe we should charge people for this, like put out a sign next year. We'll see.
There you go. $5.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, we'll let you park in the front lawn even.
But the inspections and everything on the house were good?
Yeah, it all went through. We are in the process of repainting the entire house.
Inside and out?
Outside, we're saving for maybe a year to 2 away. I would like to do the outside, but I'm not even going to try because it's taken me so long to do the inside. We have most of the walls done, but I'm also having to do all of the baseboards and the trim around the windows. And then the people that lived there before, I'm just going to start at the beginning because this is actually an interesting story. They were self-proclaimed witches.
Oh, fun.
Yes, we found out from our neighbors on both sides that they would go out and do seances under full moons in the back. Nice. Yes, with like the full robes and everything. So that was very interesting. They have new carpet, and we didn't know that it was new, like why it was new, until the neighbors told us. And it was they went around and did like the sage and candlelight. So they're
wax and everything.
Wax was covered the carpets. Yeah, and all of the walls, when we went in, we were washing the walls before we painted, and it was just dripping. It was like a horror movie, just dripping down the side. I was like, what the heck? But it didn't smell like cigarette smoke. So we were so confused on where is this coming from, and it must have been from the candles. And they had 5 cats. So all the doors are all scratched, like to shreds. So I didn't want to spend the money on replacing the doors because it's not our forever home. So I am just taking them off, sanding them, puttying them, sanding them, and then painting them. It is taking forever.
It sounds like a lot more work than just buying new doors.
I know, but then we would
cheaper,
have
though?
to. No, it is cheaper. It is cheaper. The new doors would be over $1,000.
Okay, makes sense then.
Yeah, and I'm like, because then they're going to have to take all the frame off. And I just painted the frame, not thinking that I might have to take the frame off. So I'm going to be really upset if I spent all those hours painting the frame and paying for the paint and the doors just to have to take them off. So far it's working, although we will probably need a new door because we have a little cat thing in the bottom of ours, which the other night my daughter stuck her head through.
Did she get stuck?
No, she was just being creepy. We told her not to do that, so of course she did it.
Of course.
And then it was terrifying. So now I'm kind of scared.
So that door, you'd probably have to replace to get that bottom part off.
Probably, yeah. I also have my dog. When we blended, Zach has two English bulldogs. My dog is a little tiny. She's a Bichon Shih Tzu mix. So she's 11 pounds. Very tiny, fluffy.
Can she fit through that door?
She fits through the door. She loves the door. Sometimes I'll go out to walk or wake Lily up in the morning, and she's just, her little head and paws are just looking underneath. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's a crazy dog. She also can clear our entire couch.
Dang.
Yeah. I wish I could train her because I'd put her in a dog show. She's so fast and can jump so high, but she doesn't listen worth anything.
Your house was inhabited by witches.
Yes.
That's pretty great. Did you hear any other stories?
No, but we did find some things outside.
What?
There is in the brick outside, it's like drilled in, and it looks like a place where you would like chain something up. So we're like, what are they doing out there? And then Zach was trying to dig out roots in the side of the house, and there was like a pile of shell casings buried like 3 feet deep.
Like bullet casings?
Yep. Yeah, like 50. So we were like,
random?
Yeah. We were like, we're just going to put that away. We'll leave those roots be where they are.
So you got some well-armed witches.
Yes. When we first moved into the house, it was funny because Zach and I are not into guns at all. So you can show me a fake one and I'm going to be like, wow, that's a pretty neat gun. I'm going to have no idea. So we went in and the bedroom had guns kind of all over the place, and they weren't necessarily put up in like a protective manner. There was like a big kind of rifle thing, like just laying against the bookcase. I was like, okay, what the heck is going on? But I was like, well, just let this be. Obviously that won't be here when we move in. And then we found out later that they are not only self-proclaimed witches, but the gentleman is in the like Mandalorian club where he dresses up.
So they were like cosplay guns.
Yes. So they were all
That's pretty
cosplay
cool,
guns. Yeah. And he had his own trading card that he gave us at closing. So that was actually really cool.
That's pretty awesome.
But I was like, why are there a million guns in this bedroom? Because to me, again, I'm like, they just look like guns. Like, yeah, that's our house.
That's a pretty awesome story, though.
Yeah, no, for sure. I love telling people about the story, but I am still waiting to see if our house has any like ghosts or anything walking
That was my
around.
next question. If it's haunted, hear any weird bumps in the night? Or
No.
things move?
The only thing that is odd, and it's 100% my own doing, is we have in this back kind of area, we're transforming it into our office, and somewhere in there is a piece of electronic equipment. It must be an Alexa or something. I have not been able to find it yet, though, and it randomly just goes off, and it's just a woman's voice speaking. But you can tell it's like an electronic voice, so it's not as scary, but we'll be like watching a movie and then it's just like, blah, 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 your updates. And I'm like, and I've gone through the whole room and I haven't been able to find it yet. But I don't think it's a ghost.
I don't know. Electronic ghost.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, the new age ghosts, AI ghosts. Could be. I don't know.
That's a good question. Have you guys figured out good ways to implement AI in some of the new marketing we're having?
Yes, so I love AI probably more than I should. I use it for everything in my life, but I think that one of the ways that I really use it in my everyday is I will go on, and it's a good sounding board to have somebody who knows the language that I'm speaking. So I can go on and say, hey, I want to draft some blog posts. I want it to reach our target audience in these areas. I want for it to be informative. I want for it to have actionable tips. I want for it to be SEO rich. So, and give it very specific parameters, and it will just spit it out. And then obviously I'm going to fine tune it and make it more personable, and get rid of all of the AI banter that's in there, because you can definitely tell when things are written by AI if you are in it enough. But it is an awesome way to cut down on production time.
Yeah.
I think that is one of the biggest things with AI. I know there's not as many restrictions as there should be, because the laws and things just haven't caught up with AI. I think, in my opinion, that it's not going to replace jobs. I think it will actually just make new jobs, and if you are paying attention to the trends, paying attention to the updates and everything, it just makes you more productive if you're using it correctly. I think there's a lot of people using it incorrectly, but
yeah.
But I'm hoping to be able to train people on that here so that they can use it to their advantage.
Yeah, that was something that was really cool. It's just how up to date some of the people around here are. Like, we have monthly meetings. I remember, I think it was like last month, Brett was talking about, hey, we can use AI to do this. Like, use it to type this, use it to do this, double check it. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of these older brokerages that have ancient people there that don't know how their phone works.
Yep.
That will never get onto that.
Yeah.
I remember having conversations with people that they're like, oh, you need to just hand your business card to everybody and cold call everyone. Like, this isn't like the 90s. That doesn't work anymore.
No.
I'll quickly block your number, never talk to you again if you cold call me about anything.
Exactly. Yeah, if a number calls me and I don't know it, I don't even answer it. I answered one this morning. No, I don't even know why I answered it, to be honest. But I'm glad I did, because I just bought a new car, and it was my loan person wanting to clarify everything. But normally I would have just been like, nope, and just hung up. So yeah, I don't think cold calling. Again, I'm hoping to give people other alternatives while I'm here to that. A big thing I'm seeing is webinars. Which, have you ever done a webinar since you do podcasting and stuff?
I haven't done them, but I've seen them. I've watched them.
Okay. So I need to do more of a deep dive into how it works as an actual agent, because that's something I would love to teach. I know how it works for a brokerage, like as a brokerage standpoint. Like, if I were to give a webinar and speak and try and recruit agents or whatnot. But I really need to do a deep dive on how a specific agent can go on and give a webinar. I know that people are saying it's a really good way to attract potential clients and get them in, and you can be speaking to 50, 60 people at one time rather than just prospecting one person. So I think that that's really interesting. I'm excited to delve a little bit deeper into that.
Is it like a live thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're live webinars for the most part. I know that tends to go over... It tends to be more well-perceived, I guess, because when people do a recorded webinar, they kind of just think that it's either a training or they're being pitched to or it's a podcast, which none of those things are wrong. It just gives a different message. I think you're going to bring in a little bit different audience looking for different things.
Yeah. You got to be careful with those, though, because I know a lot of the live online trainings I've been to, the first 20 minutes of it, just all right, I'm this. I want to get to know all of you. And then it's just 20 minutes of we could have just skipped all of this.
Yeah, I went to one of those yesterday. It was a webinar given by SCORE on business mentorship and marketing and whatnot. And that's the first, 15 minutes is just going over the basics of how they're going to run their webinar. And I'm again, this is a hook thing. You need to get me involved here in the next 30 seconds.
Yeah. And they'll drone on for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. I think another thing too is people love visuals and things that they can screenshot. Or if you were to give them a PDF at the end of everything of your slideshow where they can actually walk away with like actionable tips.
Yeah.
I think that's another big piece that people miss is you talk so much at someone when you need to remember that this is a conversation and you need to give them something they're going to walk away with and that they can actually like do and produce at the end. Otherwise, like they're not going to ever come back to your stuff.
Yeah. That was like one of the first trainings I ever took when I was at the other brokerage. There was like, it was a whole class about how to get clients. Mm-hmm. And they didn't give a single actionable tip the entire time. I sat there for an hour and they were just like, oh, it's your attitude. Go out there and go get those leads and talk to people and do your thing. I was like, okay, so if I have a great attitude and I go stand in the middle of a parking lot, I've technically followed everything you just told me to do. How many leads am I going to get?
Yep. Yeah.
Like, oh, just go out there and talk. So you want me to walk up to random people at Walmart and be like, hey, do you want to buy a house? That's the tips you're giving me. I wasted an hour here. It was wild.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty bad. That sounds really outdated, too.
It was just fluff. Like, she just wanted to talk for an hour. She had nothing to say. I hate that. Yeah,
no, I get that. It wastes your time. That's why I'm hoping I signed up for this summit tomorrow, and I didn't realize it's 6 hours. So I'm really hoping that it's worth my time and that I'm not muting it most of the day.
This is going to be like 45 minutes of useful information.
Yeah, I know. That's why normally I just have it like on a sidebar while I work because I just don't have it in me to sit there and like stare at somebody for that long.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if you are going to host any of those kind of things, webinars, podcasts, even, give your audience something they can walk away with at the end. Give them a PDF or just like quick 3 actionable tips or like what you offer them. Because again, if you're just like speaking about like who you are, like think about if you were to bring in a roofer or something to speak and they're just talking about who they are and how they started their company the whole time. That does nothing for you. That's just an ad. Like at that point, they might as well just go and make an ad and put it on TV. You know,
webinars, I'm interested in for sure because like what got me into real estate is the real estate investing side.
Okay.
So I know a ton about that and I love giving information about that out. So that could be a good way to do it.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I saw that you have. Do you just have one investment property?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, one for now. Definitely saving up already for the next one.
Okay. I would love to do that. So I am looking into, I'm going to speak with Rhonda and see, I think it would be beneficial for me to have my real estate license just so I am kind of on the same plane when I'm speaking to everybody and know what you guys are going through, even if I don't sell any houses. But I just feel like that's good education to have being in the real estate market here, the sector. But I have always wanted to have rental properties. I might be a fool for wanting that. I don't know. Tell me about it. Okay, because I don't know. Because I would tell people that and they look at me like I'm crazy, people that aren't in real estate, and they're like, why would you ever want that? So can you tell me about it?
Absolutely. Rental properties are, my opinion, greatest investment you can possibly get. Like better than stocks, better than baseball cards, whatever else you want to invest your money in, because there's just so many positives to it and so few negatives.
Okay.
Like start off with just the passive income of it. You get the monthly rent. They're paying your mortgage on it. You just get passive income from somebody living in a house that you have. They call that the cash flow. After all your expenses, how much money you make at the end of how much money you make at the end of each month, your cash flow. Then there's the appreciation, as it just appreciates over time. So very few assets that you have as investments will completely save you from inflation.
Yeah.
Real estate does, because as your money becomes less valuable, the price of the real estate feels like it's going up. If you look at how much houses cost 30 years ago, even if you bought one and you didn't have any kind of cash flow on it, you just broke even until now, look at how much money you would have made.
Yeah.
And that's going to keep happening. It's not going away.
Okay.
So you get the cash flow every month, you get the appreciation on the property, and then the tax benefits on it are absolutely massive. People do not realize just the power of the tax benefits.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. So what is the power of the benefits?
So write-offs. You can write off literally everything. If you drive up there to check on the property, you can write off your mileage. If something breaks and you fix it, you can write that off. I think I'd have to double check it. I'm like 90% sure. I'm pretty sure with investment properties, you can actually write off the interest you're paying on the mortgage.
Oh, wow.
And you can't do that with the property that you just live in.
Yeah.
On top of that, the best thing ever, it's called depreciation. Depreciation is amazing. You get to take the entire value of the house, so the house itself, not the land, and depreciate that over 27 and a half years. So what that means is you take the entire value of that house, divide it by 27 and a half, and you can just write that off every year. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, and that includes income outside of that property. So if you're only making a little bit on it in the cash flow, but you still have the appreciation and all the tax benefits, and your depreciation is more than how much you made, you can write off your other income.
Wow.
So you pay very little in taxes.
Okay.
And then it gets better.
Okay.
Because if that wasn't good enough, there's even more. So you depreciate this property, and all that can happen with however many rentals you have. Eventually, you get more money in the property. You can end up borrowing money from yourself from one of the other properties to buy new ones. That's awesome. If you're borrowing money from yourself, you're not selling anything, so you're not paying taxes on it. So even better. If it finally gets to the point where it's like, okay, I'm ready to buy something bigger. Like you've played Monopoly as a kid.
Yeah.
Where you had the 4 houses. You're like, well, now I want to sell these and I want to buy a hotel. Just like a Monopoly, something like that, some kind of investment property. There's something called a 1031 exchange. What it is you move money, because you're not selling anything. If you sold something, you have to pay taxes on it. You're moving money.
Interesting. Okay.
From your investment properties. You sell them, and you 1031 exchange all that money into some kind of other investment property. And since you're just moving the money, you didn't actually sell anything, you're not paying that capital gains tax on all that, and now you have a hotel.
Okay.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, if you look at like the richest people in America, like 90% of them do with real estate.
Yeah.
They do other stuff, but that's where all their money comes from.
That's what I've noticed. And again, like I've been wanting to do this for a very long time, but like had no idea where to get started or how to do it but I'm seeing all of that and I'm like, I want to be a part of this.
Sooner the better.
Yeah. I'm hoping that while I'm here, I can learn.
Absolutely. Anytime you want to talk about it, let me know.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I would love to. Okay. So how did you do that first or real estate first, like selling, or what did you do first?
So I bought the rental property back in June. So I bought it recently, but just the knowledge of it and just researching all of it is what got me really excited about real estate. Then I decided to get my license mainly so I could look at the MLS and just use that and my license to buy properties for myself.
Okay.
But ended up really, really enjoying it and helping other people buy houses. Yeah. It was just awesome.
Okay. Do you do other work then? Or is real estate what you do full time?
Real estate's what I do full time now for a while, especially at the beginning because it's really hard to start making money in real estate. Yeah. It's really a snowball effect. I was an EMT.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
I did that for like 3 years.
Okay. Yeah. That's a curveball. Why didn't I guess that? Okay. Fun. Interesting. So you were doing EMT work and then we're just like, I want to get into real estate investing. Got your license, and then now you are selling houses.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Very cool. That's a cool story.
I still have my EMT certifications.
Yeah.
I just haven't done it in like a year.
Okay. So how long did it take for you to be able to step away from that with real estate?
Probably about a year and a half, really. Like I always ask real estate agents whenever they're on here, like, what's the longest you ever went without a paycheck? And mine was like 6 months.
Wow.
So full 6 months, no money whatsoever.
Oh my gosh.
That was when I first started. When I first started, the reason I joined, it was a tiny brokerage that was up in like Sydney, Ohio.
Okay.
Even though I'm from Dayton, I live in Dayton, I work out of Dayton.
Okay.
It was actually a buddy of mine who owned that brokerage, and he was an EMT. That's how I met him.
Oh, okay.
So I started up there, and it was awesome brokerage. Like everybody there was nice. He was awesome when it came to training me, but they didn't have like any resources when it came to me acquiring leads.
Yeah.
So I was going to like networking events and stuff, getting no leads at all out of that. And then finally just decided to switch to a different brokerage. And that's when things kind of picked up because they had like phones. So you could sit on the phones, and if somebody called, you could get a client out of that. So I did that all the time. Any chance I possibly had to hop on phones, if somebody was sick or just didn't want their time, I took it. And I got a couple leads out of that. And that's really the trick, is getting the first couple.
Yeah. Because
once you do a good job for somebody, they can tell all of their friends and family how good of a job you do, and then so on and so forth.
Okay.
So it's always a slow snowball effect, but 3 to 5 years is what I've heard people say.
Okay. That's what I was kind of wondering. Okay.
Yeah. So have a backup plan.
Yeah.
For the first 3 to 5 at least.
Okay. Very cool. So what is your favorite part of being at this brokerage?
This brokerage, everybody's awesome. That's really what I like. That, and I don't want to get into details because I don't know how much can be shared and what can't be shared. But if you are a newer agent or a long-term agent and you're thinking about checking into other brokerage, really do a deep dive on the amount of fees that they charge. Because Irongate does not charge as much fees as everybody else. And that's not just to the agents, that's to the clients as well.
Okay.
Like, I'm not going to say the name of the other brokerage I worked at, but they wanted 6% franchise fee on all of my transactions. And then they wanted another 35% on top of that. And they wanted to charge all of my clients $200 for no reason every single transaction. And then on top of that, the monthly fees to work there was twice as much as here.
Yeah.
So they're just robbing me blind.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad. I've only been at the 2 places. So the only like competitive analysis that I've done is social media. So that's really interesting to hear though, that other places have that high of fees.
Yeah. And that's important to know. If you're looking to buy or sell a house, ask them what their brokerage is charging you in a fee just to use their services, because they don't have to do that.
Interesting.
That was $200 per transaction. It comes out of the client's pocket for basically nothing.
Yeah, I never would have I didn't even know that was like a thing.
Yeah. And when I first started, like I didn't understand it either. They explained it in a way that didn't make any sense. And I'm sure they did that on purpose to confuse people. And then there was one transaction I had that was like the breaking point where I did the math and I was like, I should have made a lot more money than this. What's going on? And then I sit down and ask them why. And they break down how they're ripping me off. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not doing that anymore. So you can give me a better split than that, or I'll go somewhere else. And they were like, go somewhere else. I'm like, okay, I did.
Yeah. Okay. And you've been happy here then?
Love it.
Okay.
Everybody here is awesome. They got the same resources, if not better. And they're not charging everybody an arm and a leg to use them. It's wild.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I really like too here is like we have this studio space.
Yeah, this studio is amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome. And we have all of these really cool resources that are like up to date and fresh and everything. Again, I don't know if everybody knows about them yet, but we have that like local feel as well. So it's like we're localized. I don't want to say homey because that sounds really cliche, but it feels more like personable, even with like the entire staff, like from the top down. And then we have all of these amazing resources and technology. So I think that that's really cool that we have all of that in one place.
Yeah. And they're on it when it comes to keeping everything up to date.
Yeah.
Like, what other brokerage has a podcast studio?
Yeah. I know. I want more agents to use the studio. I think this is so cool.
Me too. Like,
and we have the whole green screen and everything.
I still haven't figured out how the green screen works. I haven't messed with that too much.
Okay. Yeah, I want to try it out. I want to come in here one day and just mess around.
I think it'd be neat. I can't think of a practical reason for it. I would love to come up with one, but it's like, if we're doing a podcast while we're flying through the mountains, like, does that really add anything to it? Like, I'm sure there's a good reason to use it, especially for like holiday stuff. You put like Christmas trees and stuff in the background. That'd be cool.
Yeah. And so I think maybe it would be good for like YouTube videos, maybe, possibly. But that would also be if we didn't have such a nice background. Yeah. Like even if you're like, obviously you're Burke and Banter, but if that wasn't there, if it was somebody else, then we could switch that out real fast. Or if you just want the nice backdrop that we have here, like that's super professional, clean, you don't really need any other backdrop. So I don't know. I love it. I'm excited to use this studio. So, and I'm really excited that you had me in here. This has been really fun.
Yeah, I'm surprised not that many people use it. Like anytime we have one of the meetings, I always offer to show people how it works. Yeah. I mean, it's not super complicated. There's a couple things that are kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like it took me like 20 minutes of YouTube videos to figure out how to use the switchboard. It's not hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe I'm hoping that I can have like a kind of like sit down training, or like I say, I'm here in the office from this day, this time, please come in and I can help you type of thing. I hope that can kick off, but I'm not sure. So we'll see. I haven't been here long enough to know like how involved everybody actually is in the things that we offer yet. So we'll see how that goes. But maybe I'll just need to find some ways to entice people to come in with like free cookies. So it does take some time. I like to say at least 3 months. Post whatever you're posting for at least 3 months, and then you can get a gauge of what's working for you. really showcase who you are. That's the whole point of social media, is to be social. I think sometimes people forget that. They post and then they don't interact at all with anybody else. And they're like, why is nobody interacting with my post? For me, if I am posting and you want to get engagement, you always need to go and engage for at least 10 minutes beforehand. And then I try to do at least 10 minutes after as well. And then post like in that middle. And that will really help to boost the algorithm and push your post out. So that's my big tip to take away from today, is you need to be engaging if you want other people to engage on your posts.
I hope one day to get to the point where I don't have to focus so much on social media.
Yeah. Maybe you'll just earn enough and you can pay a social media person.
There we go.
Perfect.
I got it. I'll just green screen myself here.
Yes, there you go. Perfect. When I got hired as brand ambassador is my official title. And I'm like, what is that? Because it sounds like affiliate marketer or things. And I'm like, that's an actual title? I would think it'd be like social media manager, like marketing or something. So yeah, when people ask me and I tell them like brand ambassador, and I don't think they know what that means.
Yeah.
Yes. But again, it's like an actual job description at a lot of companies. So it's I can't believe it, but it's very interesting.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, nice to meet you, Ambassador.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming out.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. It was so much fun.
For sure. Definitely have to do it again.
Yeah, for sure.